Hello, is this thing on?
Yeah, me back. I said, okay, wait. Okay, wait.
What's up, guys? Long time no see. I'm back. And I'm back with a new series, something that's more me. I took 9 months off and okay, for real, I took 2 years off of YouTube, and now I'm back with a new series called Feeding Starving Student Leaders. So, if you don't know, I am a junior now at Morgan State University, and I cook, y'all. I be shoving it up. I be shoving it up now. Your girl didn't grow up. Your girl grew up. She a junior in college now. Like, can't tell me nothing, right? So before I start answering questions and whatnot, let me show you guys what we're gonna be cooking today. But safety first. You know I had to be extra and get the pink gloves. Wait, hold on, let's get into the outfit. Like, hello. Yeah. Today, guys, we are making pepper steak and rice and cornbread. Cute little, I don't think this is a southern meal. I don't know what type of meal this is, but I love me some pepper steak and rice. I learned how to make it over the summer. So that's my first meal back. So starting off, you're gonna need some steak strips. You can get regular steak. You can get any type of steak as long as you cut it up or can cut it up into whatever strips. I prefer strips. I don't prefer long strips, y'all. These are like long, like they're like that long. So I'm probably gonna cut them because it's not fun to eat for me when I'm basically slurping up, what is this? Slurping up steak as if it's noodles. That's not really my swag. So I'm probably gonna cut those up, but we have our Krusty's cornbread because what's a jiffy? So next thing you're gonna need is some honey, sweet like me. Anyways, but yeah, honey, any type of honey, raw honey, natural honey, whatever you want, honey. Whatever you want, honey. Also gonna need some butter for cornbread, but that's gonna stay in the freezer for now. You're gonna need eggs too, but that's gonna stay in the freezer for now. You're gonna need steak sauce. Y'all, I'm gonna give y'all an alternative when the time comes, but for me, I like to use steak sauce for my, what is it called? I don't know, the sauce of the steak. You're gonna need the W sauce, boo. If you know how to say this name, do you know how to say this name? But I don't. You're gonna need cornstarch for your steak. Of course, you can't forget the peppers. So we got some diced peppers. Some people like using onions in their pepper steak. I personally don't. I'm not an onion type of girl. So I'm only using peppers, but I did see like a tri-pepper thing mixed with onions too. And then of course you're gonna need your white rice honey. So if you don't know how to make rice from like scratch, I guess, like not the little boil in a bag thing, no shade. But if you don't know how to make that, then you'll learn in this video. You're gonna need some seasonings too. Let me open up my cellular device. So all you're gonna need is onion powder, adobo, and pepper. Onion powder is perfect because I don't have onions, so we're gonna get that onion taste in there somehow, but not with the actual thing, but no shade. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start by cutting open my steak. And while I'm doing this and preparing the steak and stuff, I'll be answering some questions about what basically Feeding Starving Student Leaders is, what it has to offer in the future, and everything in between. So, Feeding Starving Student Leaders is basically, in short, a series, YouTube series, might turn into a Twitch series, stay tuned, where I will basically be bringing student leaders on my campus, on my HBCU campus, into my kitchen so that we can share a meal. I can ask them questions, and basically y'all get to know the people that y'all go to school with that hold these leadership positions that don't really tell y'all much about themselves. Basically, so you guys can get a different feel for the student leaders on your campus. If you didn't know, last year I served as sophomore treasurer for SGA, and being in that position, you know, I understood that you have to portray yourself a certain way. You know, you have to portray yourself in the back that you're a student leader, you know, you're leading your class. But also, holding that position showed me that sometimes we can't be as open as we want to with our class, or just people in general with you having to portray yourself a certain way. Sometimes it prevents you from showing your full personality. So basically, that's what this kitchen is all about. That's what it's for. It's to ask these student leaders these hard questions, these personal questions, get all up in their business, because, you know, y'all should know the people who are leading you personally. It's also meant for aspiring student leaders to get their name out there, to show their class like more about them, or all classes if you plan on running for them big positions, if you know what I mean. I feel like I'm leaving a lot out. I'm a little preoccupied. If you guys go on my Instagram at carmenayannaa, you will see my intro video to Feeding Starving Student Leaders, and that's where I go more into depth about it. And what it has to offer, what it holds, and all that jazz. So yeah. So we have our steak strips, and I'm just gonna rinse them off with like warm water. You guys don't want to use hot water on steak. It will cook, basically. It will cook fast. That's why I like to leave my steak strips or any type of steak out to turn this off. I like to leave my steak strips out to thaw completely, not with hot water, because I've experienced before that the hot water that I was sitting my steak in essentially cooked it, and when I actually cooked it, it made it really tough to eat. So just rinse it off with warm water, cold water, you know, and you'll be good. And if you don't wash your steak, no comment, boo. So after your steak is all rinsed out, I'm gonna now grab my seasoning. So remember, that's adobo, pepper, and onion powder. I have my little cute little spinny seasoning holder. I forgot what it was called for a second. So we're gonna go in with that pepper. Be generous. I don't have exact measurements for things. I don't really use exact measurements for things unless it's like Asian food that I'm cooking, then I'm really precise. But no, you want it to be seasoned. Here's our onion powder. And then our adobo seasoning. I'm not gonna add like too much of this, but okay. Just having a hard time coming out, but that's enough. From here, I'm gonna grab my W sauce, and I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit all over the steak. And then we're gonna add some cornstarch in here. Just, you know, shake that along there. Also, have you guys ever made like oobleck in science class, where you like take cornstarch and you take water and mix it together in like food coloring, and like when you press it together, like forms like a ball, and then when you let it go, it like turns into liquid? I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but let me know, because like I was a Karina Garcia type of girl. This girl on YouTube used to make slime and oobleck and everything in between, and that's the reason she made me who I am today. So yeah, I'm just mixing that all up. This is how it should sort of look. Okay, and let's take a break to answer another question. So, who is my inspiration? So, I'm not sure if this question is supposed to be for like in general, who's my inspiration, or like for the show. For this show, it's Quinlan Blackwell. She has a show called Feeding Starving Celebrities, and I'm just doing my little spin on it because I'm a kid in a HBCU, and yeah. My inspiration overall, honestly, would probably be my dad. He's the reason I'm in college. He's the reason for a lot of the things that I want to do or do. Yeah, love my dad. What was your why for being a student leader, and how did it change you? So honestly, last year when I was SGA sophomore treasurer, I had a lot of previous business classes that I had taken in high school. So that information transferred very well to me over in college, and I am a business administration here at Morgan State. So I figured with all the like finance classes that I was taking, that position would help me serve my class and also help me be able to learn things about finance budgeting and also people skills, which I feel like I lacked at the time. You know, y'all know, campaign season and you gotta talk, baby. Like, you gotta talk. So I feel like that definitely helped me grow. I just wanted to grow and I wanted to help my class grow. I definitely wanted more transparency within the class about like our budget and what we could do and what we couldn't. And I feel like last year we had a pretty good run. Like, I'm not gonna lie, summer class we was pushing events out. Y'all just wasn't showing up. No shade. Yeah, I love my e-board from last year. We did a great job. How did FSSL become? Honestly, I was in my friend's room and we were talking, and he's known me since I've been doing YouTube, since high school or whatever. Since I've been doing YouTube, so I was like, yeah, like everybody has been saying since I got to college I should start back up YouTube, but it just wasn't a passion of mine anymore. And I feel like low-key my timing is right. Like, starting back up YouTube, my timing was right. But it's like, what am I gonna do? Because the content that I was doing before, it just doesn't fit me anymore. Like, I'm not the type to vlog my day around campus. Like, I just don't want to do that. So yeah, last year I found a love for cooking, and it's like, dang, I should make a little cooking show. And then I started seeing Quinn's show, and I just wanted to do my own little version of it. And I feel like also being a student leader, combining basically everything that I've done in the last year, or like I've thought about in the last year, this is what that show is. Me being a student leader, me possibly being an aspiring student leader. Just wanted to give my friends and my fellow Morganites a platform to show their personality. So, and show my personality, because y'all may think y'all know me. If y'all been subscribed to me for a while, y'all may think y'all know me, but I've changed a lot, okay? A lot. Like, y'all see, I'm wearing bundles now. Like, who you know, okay? Like, y'all know me from my little 2 buns and organique hair tutorials. Like, I've grown up, y'all. So, but yeah, so we're gonna take our little mixture here and we're gonna come over to the stove where I already have the pans and stuff. So I'm gonna take some olive oil. I'm gonna turn my heat up to about medium. And then I'm gonna add like a dash of oil into the pan. Kind of swirl that around a little bit. I probably need a little more than that. Just adding some oil to a pan, swirling that around, letting the pan get hot. While that's doing this thing, I'm gonna show y'all how to make rice really quickly. So this, you will actually need measurements for. For rice, is gonna be a 2-to-1 ratio. So I'm gonna do like 2 cups of rice. I'm gonna do 2 cups of rice, which means I have to do 4 cups of water. Okay, we have like just under 2 cups. So we're just gonna add it anyways. And I'm gonna go off camera and wash my rice a couple times. Okay, so we have our washed rice here. And then we're gonna add 2 cups of water right now for the 1 cup of rice. That's 1. And if you lose a little bit of rice while you're washing your rice, that's totally fine. It happens, you know. Okay, so that's 2. We're gonna do 1 cup of water because we only got about half of you know, the rice. We got basically like 1.5 cups. So we're gonna do 2.5 cups of water. You wanna add like a capful of olive oil or like a teaspoon of olive oil into your water. And then you wanna add like a dash of salt. So now I'm gonna just give this a little stir, and then I'm gonna put this on the stove on about like 8, like 7 or 8 for the temp. Definitely a higher temp because you do need this to boil. Now back to the steak. We're gonna add our steak in. So I didn't end up cutting these. It's actually not that bad. The first time I made pepper steak, the strips were like really long and it was bothering me while I was eating. So this is how our steak is looking. how our rice is looking. So we're just gonna let this simmer for a little bit and get all nice and brown. Another question is, how did I go about getting out my shell? I would definitely say joining that SGA position, joining the SGA board definitely got me on my shell. Having to do those pageants and having to get up there and do those speeches and debates that really get you out of your shell. So not just SGA based. If you're looking to get out of your shell, you know, if you're new in college, I would definitely say go for a position. Like, you gotta put yourself out there. And if you don't want to go for a position, start off small, you know, join an org. Like, you have to definitely just get out your room. Like, I swear, I tell people this all the time because I was definitely one of those homesick girlies. You know, definitely a rough start of freshman year, just not knowing really what to do. Just feeling like every day was like a cycle, I guess the proper word is. But I definitely feel like joining those orgs and going to those events helps you get out of that cycle of, oh, I have this class today and this class and that class and this class next day. It just feels like every day you're repeating the same exact day. Going to those events will definitely get you out of that. I was also one of those, oh, I want to make friends, but like, oh, I don't go outside. That is a couple of ways that I got out my shell coming into college. And yeah, our steak is done. We're gonna transfer it to this little bowl for now. Not washing this pan, the pan that you just cooked your steak in. You're gonna add your peppers and your onions, whatever. I'm gonna add like, yeah, that's enough. So I added about that much. Gonna add some more onion powder onto these peppers. Let those simmer for a little bit, and then we're gonna add our steak back in, and then we're gonna add our steak sauce. And once you've tossed those for a little minute, you can add your steak back in. And then we're gonna add our steak sauce. I'm probably gonna use the rest of this bottle, but I would say, yeah, probably gonna use the rest of this bottle. So I'm just mixing all of that together. Now, the alternative that I was talking about that you guys can do is chicken broth. So just add your peppers and onions or whatever in there, and then put your steak in there, fill it up with chicken broth, and let that simmer for a while. It'll cook down, and it'll turn into a nice little slurry sauce for your pepper steak. I'm gonna do a little taste test on the steak, y'all, straight from out the pan, because we like it hot. Okay, I'm gonna just get a little piece. That's good, y'all. Make sure y'all taste testing y'all food in the midst of y'all cooking. A question. Are y'all like a clean as you go type of cooker, or you just clean at the end? Because I'm a clean as I go type of person, but with this film and stuff, I'm noticing that I can't do all that at once. But I digress. Let me know in the comments. Rice is done. So now we're gonna get started on something that we probably should have started with, honestly, because I forgot how long crusty takes. That's one thing I don't like about it. It takes like 30 minutes. So I'm making mine in a square pan. We're gonna need 2/3 cups of milk, 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, and 1 egg. So I have all of those. We're gonna open our cornbread mix first. And actually, I'm gonna preheat my oven now to 375. Yeah, I don't have mixing bowls, y'all, so we just use another pot. Like, I don't know, I need to get some mixing bowls. So I'm gonna crack 1 egg, 2/3 cup of milk. Wash that out. We're gonna take 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. I like using a spatula to mix my cornbread. I don't know why, over a whisk. I think it's because cornbread is something that you like, I don't know. It just feels like I should be like folding it. So that's what I do. Have our cornbread. Gonna put it in the oven for 30 minutes. Gonna set a timer for 27 minutes or 27 minutes. Okay, now I'm gonna clean up my space and I'll be back when it's plating time. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. So good in my hood tonight. Timer went off. It's time to get the cornbread from out of the oven. So honestly, y'all, I like to just take my butter. Sometimes I use that Texas Roadhouse butter to put on my cornbread. But right now we just using honey and butter. But since it's hot and this is a fresh stick of butter, I'm just gonna slide it on there. Y'all could cut y'all butter up and put it on there. But I'm just gonna hit the old little method or whatever, the lazy method. Then we're gonna take our honey and let it go down a little bit. And I'm just gonna drizzle it over the top. While we're waiting on the cornbread to cool off, I'm gonna go ahead and plate my food. Pepper steak in there. Now I'm gonna plate my rice. I'm gonna try to get it to be like the shape of this little thing. I like when my rice kind of like sits on there in like a ball. I guess you could say. Yeah, like that. But you guys can even see like that. Okay, y'all, so our cornbread has cooled off a little bit. So now I'm just gonna cut it. Okay, we're gonna get our cornbread. And this is the finished product. Pepper steak, white rice, and cornbread, boo. Wow. Thank you. It's time to taste test the food. So let's dig right in. Plate. Okay. I don't know why, y'all. It could have some more flavors. But I think because after I added my steak sauce, it got very thick, and I don't like my food that thick, and I didn't have a lot of steak sauce, so I added water, and I think that essentially watered down the flavor of it. I didn't show me adding water, but like if you have enough steak sauce, you don't have to worry about adding water. So that's just a preparation issue on my behalf. Other than that though, it's good, y'all, and really it's not that much that takes away from the flavor because that does have the peppers in it. So So guys, without further ado, that is the end of this first episode of Feeding Starving Student Leaders. And I'm the first starving leader that I have fed. And yeah, food is good. And I'm trying to wrap this up because I'm trying to eat. I have decided that this will be a YouTube-based and Twitch-based series. So I'll put my Twitch name on the screen right now, and make sure you guys follow or sub to that or whatever it's called. Make sure you guys sub to my YouTube channel. Let's try to get to, I think we could get 1.7K after this video. But y'all tell me, like, help me reach my goal, you feel me? If you want to be a prospective guest, DM me on my Instagram at carmenayannaa. The sign up link is down right now. I don't really know what's going on with it. They say it's a storage problem or it's a something else problem. I'm either gonna have to make a new one, or you guys can just tell me that you guys are interested in being on the show through via DM, and I will make a new form soon because I do need important details about you, like your schedule, your diet restrictions, and everything else. So yeah guys, thank you so much. If you made it to the end of this video, definitely make sure you sub up, like the video, comment, and listen. Chef Carmen is tired. Ain't no more Ain't no more cooking with Carmen today. I'm sorry, boo. Yeah. Chef it up with y'all soon.
Loving me the way